One TV special report.
The last but not the least, second to the last, the recommendation of the is for us to pass resolution approving the conduct of kamustahan with the chief of hospitals, medical directors of private healthcare facilities in OZAMIZ Occidental on 22 August 2020 by the DEPED Regional Office in OZAMIZ City. The last but not the least, written recommendation is for us to pass a resolution approving the conduct of the blood dating and blood dating activity, blood typing and blood dating activity in Barangay Lamaan, Maniliro, Malingkol, Mulikay, and Bagakay on 17, 18, 19, 21, and 22 August 2023 by the Philippine Red Cross OZAMIZ chapter in OZAMIZ City. Honorable Sir, with this 31 written request for decision, Honorable Sir, I now move for approval of the agenda for the day with proposed written sessions, which I enumerated a while ago, Honorable Sir, on joint motion.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Floor Leader. There is a motion from the Honorable Majority Floor Leader for the approval of our agenda for today with 31 inclusions as being presented. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Sir. Item number 6, approval of the minutes of the previous session. A. Vale was Pones copies of the minutes of our July 7 and 11, 2023 special and regular sessions respectively, and I guess everyone was able to peruse and examine the quotation of Honorable Sir, whereby I move this motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and to approve the same minutes in toto, Honorable Chair. Joint motion.
There is a motion from the Honorable Majority Floor Leader for the approval of our minutes of the previous sessions dated July 7 and 13 and 11, 2023. Move for its approval in toto. Any comment, remarks? Hearing none. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Sir. Item number 7, first reading representatives of letter A, proposed ordinance by the desk of Honorable Marcelo S. Romero Sican, ordinance amending section 1 of ordinance number 1259, that's 2023, an ordinance amending paragraph C, section 4A.03, article A, chapter 4 of ordinance number 1059-13, otherwise known as 2010 revised Omnibus Revenue Code of OZAMIZ City. And I yield to the sponsor of this ordinance, Honorable Romero, to introduce an recommendation on this particular item, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Romero, you are now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Madam Chair, I move to pass this proposed ordinance, an ordinance amending Section 1 of Ordinance Number 1259-2023, an ordinance amending Paragraph C, Section 4A.03, Article E, Chapter 4 of Ordinance Number 1059-13, otherwise known as the 2013 Revised Omnibus Revenue Code of OZAMIZ City. Madam Chair, by adding this phrase within the period prescribed by the City Treasurer's Office, Madam Chair. Passing this for first reading, Madam Chair.
The Honorable Romero is passing this proposed ordinance on the first reading only.
Due to urgency of this proposed ordinance, Madam Chair, and the general welfare herein provides every local government unit shall exercise the powers expressly granted, those necessarily implied therefore from, as well as powers necessary, appropriate, or incidental for its efficient and effective governance, and those which are essentials to the promotion of general welfare, Madam Chair. For this, Madam Chair, I move to pass this for second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
This proposed ordinance has been moved by the Honorable Romero to pass this on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Is there any comment?
Honorable Chair, the purpose of this ordinance is to move the deadline for the renewal of the payment of the arrearages of the delinquents to August 31 this year, Honorable Chair, from July 31. So the vehicle owners have the opportunity to pay their arrearages and to renew the franchise up to August 31, being determined by the Office of City Treasurer, Honorable Chair.
So due to the urgency of this proposed amendment of this ordinance, Honorable Ramiro is passing this on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Any further reactions? Hearing none, motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Letter B, proposed resolution on the list of Honorable Masilan Sitapayan, a resolution running amount of 50,000 from item office desk, semi-expendable expenses, furniture and pictures, book expenses, on submitted budget number 3 to item printing, bricks, special under the Office City Council. Honorable Chair, I move approval of the resolution of running the amount of 50,000 from the item office desk, semi-expendable expenses, furniture, pictures, box expenses, submitted by number 3 to item printing and public expenses for approval the first reading with reservations, Honorable Chair.
For approval on the first reading with reservations, moved with Majority Floor Leader, this resolution realigning the amount of 50,000 pesos. Motion approved.
Due to all the demand of public interest, considering that we are always enacting ordinances of city which needs the publication, and our budget originally for 10,000 pesos is not enough. We even realign another 10,000, but it's still not enough. And because of certain ordinances which we contemplate to enact, we are realigning again under 5,000, under 50,000 for this account for publication of ordinances, Honorable Chair. I will move to approve this alignment for second and final reading, waiving the internal rules, Honorable Chair.
Due to the urgency of this request, this resolution realigning the amount of 50,000 pesos from the item office desk semi-expendable expenses, furniture, fixtures, and books expenses of supplemental budget number 3 to item printing and publication expenses under the office of the City Council. Move for its approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved.
Letter C. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Questions or requests for first reading. Letter C. Number 1 and number 2 are both 2023 supplement budgets. Number 2 and number 3 of by Pantao and Barangay Wintering, respectively. Honorable Chair, I now yield to the wisdom of the Chairman of the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Honorable John Doctor, to endorse action for these two items, number 1, number 2, Honorable Chair.
For item number 1, number 2, Honorable John Doctor is now recognized by the Chair for its appropriate motion.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Regarding the request of the two barangays, Honorable Chair, for their supplemental budget, the supplemental budget of Barangay Pantaon, 2023, number 2, in the amount of 196,000, and the supplemental budget of Barangay Mintirin in the amount of 170,000. Honorable Chair, I move for first reading. I would like to pass an omnibus motion for this regard, Honorable Chair, for first reading with reservations, Honorable Chair.
For item number 1 and 2, on petitions and requests, the Honorable John Doctor is passing this on the first reading with reservation. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Considering its urgency and the necessity of their implementation with regards to their budget, Honorable Chair, and of course, the required documents have they complied the required documents, and our budget officer has endorsed these two supplemental budget for our approval. I so move, Honorable Chair, for second and final reading, waiving the internal rules, the supplemental budget of number 2 of Barangay Pantaon in the amount of 126,000, and the supplemental budget number 3 of Barangay Mintiring in the amount of 170,000. On joint motion, Honorable Chair.
Move for its approval on the second and final reading, this 2023 supplemental budget number 02 of Barangay Pantaon and the 2023 supplemental budget number 03 of Barangay Mintiring. Moved by Honorable John Rugdor to pass this on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved on the second and final reading.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We move to item number 7, letter C, number 3. Letter dated August 8, 2023, from the Honorable City Mayor requesting for a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Attorney Henry Juan Jr., and the Acting City Treasurer, Judy P. Sinapikit, to reactivate the dormant accounts of EDGO, OZAMIZ City at Land Bank of the Philippines, OZAMIZ Branch, OZAMIZ City. Honorable Chair, move on this motion to approve this resolution on the first reading with distributions. Honorable Chair.
Move for its this resolution first reading with reservation. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Due to the demand of public interest to reactivate our dormant accounts with Land Bank to avoid succeeding penalties, I move the motion to approve this resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Attorney Henry Juan Jr., and Acting City Treasurer, Judy P. Sinapikit, to reactivate the dormant accounts of EDGO, OZAMIZ City at Land Bank of the Philippines, Branch, OZAMIZ City, for approval of second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Honorable Chair.
Due to the urgency of this request from the Honorable City Mayor, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Attorney Henry F. Juan Jr., and the Acting City Treasurer, Judy P. Sinapikit, to reactivate the dormant accounts of LGU OZAMIZ City at Land Bank of the Philippines, OZAMIZ City Branch. Move for its approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item report, letter dated August 7, 2020, from Honorable City Mayor requesting for a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Attorney Henry F. Juan Jr., to enter into a contract for the construction of covered court with stage and bleacher, Phase 2, located at Barangay Mollica, OZAMIZ City, and perform any and all acts for the implementation of the project, funded from the construction, repair, and improvement of multipurpose halls, buildings, daycare centers, other structures in the different barangays of the 20% Development Fund. I now yield to the wisdom of Chairman of the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Honorable Salo Salvador, to introduce and recommend action on this particular item. Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Saulo Salvador, you are now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. I would like to pass a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Attorney Henry F. Waminal Jr., to enter into a contract for the construction of a covered court with stage and bleacher Phase 2, located at Barangay Mollicay, OZAMIZ City, and perform any and all acts for the implementation of the project, funded from the construction, repair, improvement of multipurpose halls, buildings, daycare centers, and other structure in different barangays of the 20% Development Fund of this city. I would like to pass this in the first reading with reservation, Madam Chair.
Move for its approval on the first reading with reservation. Motion approved.
Due to the urgency of this project and the importance of this project, I would like to move to pass this resolution for the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Due to the urgency of this request from the Honorable City Mayor, Honorable Salvador is passing this resolution to pass this on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Is there no comment, remarks? Hearing none, motion approved on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 7, letter D, messages and communications. Number 1, Executive Order number 20-HOG-30, realigning items in the operations under the maintenance and other operating expenses for City Treasurer's Office, total amount of 100,000. Number 7, I move the motion to adopt and approve this order number 20-HOG-30 for approval and first reading with reservations. Honorable Chair.
On item number 1, on messages and communications, this executive order number 23 is HFOJ 30. Move for its adoption and approval with reservation. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Due to the urgent demand of public interest to spouse sound fiscal management for the LGO of OZAMIZ City, I move the motion to concur and adopt this ordinance and this is order number 20-HOG-30 for approval and second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Honorable Chair.
Due to the urgency of this executive order number 23, as being manifested by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader, move for its adoption and concurrence. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Number 2, except order number 20-HOG-31, realigning items in the provisions under the maintenance and other operating expenses of City Social Welfare and Development Office in a total amount of 30,060 pesos. Honorable Chair, I move this motion to adopt and concur with this issue order number 20-HOG-31 for approval in the first reading with reservations. Honorable Chair.
Move to adopt and concur this executive order number 23-HFO-31. Motion approved on first reading with reservation.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Due to the urgent demand of public interest to spouse sound fiscal management for the LGO of San City, I move this motion to concur and adopt executive order number 20-HOG-31 for approval and second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Honorable Chair.
Approve on the second, move to approve on the second and final reading as being manifested by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader. This executive order number 23-HFO-31 realigning items in the appropriations under the maintenance and other operating expenses of the City Social Welfare and Development Office in the amount of 30,060 pesos. Move for its approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment, remarks? Hearing none, motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 3, DIG Region 10 Message dated August 1, 2020 with subject response letter request for orientation and capacitating urban communities focused on development CUCPD. Honorable Chair, this message has become more academic because the CUCPD consultation meeting was conducted on August 10 last week, Honorable Chair, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon via Zoom. So this item will be just duly noted in the record of City Council, Honorable Chair.
On item number 3, per DIG Region 10 messages, move Honorable Majority Floor Leader that this be just duly noted.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 4, the DIG 10 message dated August 2, 2023 with subject supplementary guidelines for the local listed award 2020 implementation. Similar pages are available at the Office Secretary, which can be demanded at any time, Honorable Chair, from any member of the OZAMIZ body. In the meantime, I recommend that this message be just duly noted in the record of City Council, Honorable Chair.
Item number 4, messages from DIG Region 10 be just duly noted.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 5, the DIG Region 10 message dated August 2, 2023 with subject dissemination of Memorandum Circular number 2023-104, the guidelines on the operationalization of the Barangay Bao des The pages are also available at the Office of Secretary, demandable at any time. Honorable Chair. In the meantime, I move that this message be just duly noted records the Council. Honorable Chair.
Per the IAG Region 10 messages on dissemination of Memorandum Circular Number 2023-104, guidelines on the operational of the Barangay Violence Against Women's Desk, moved by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader that this be duly noted.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 6. The DIG Provincial Advisory dated August 2, with subject postponement of the conduct of on-site evaluation for 23 local legislative awards. Also, there's a message which is for the postponement of the site evaluation supposed to be conducted on August 9. This is postponed, Honorable Chair, until further notice. So we just, I recommend that this message be just, advisory be just noted in the record of City Council, Honorable Chair.
On item number 6, per the ILG messages regarding the postponement of the conduct of the on-site evaluation for the 2023 local legislative awards, moved by the Majority Floor Leader that this be just duly noted.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 7, GIG Region 10 message dated August 3, 2023, with subject Executive Order number 23, the series of 2023, reinforcing and protecting the freedom of association and right to organize of workers. The available pages of the message is Office of Secretary, which can be demanded anytime, Honorable Chair. In the meantime, I recommend that the message be duly noted record City Council, Honorable Chair.
Per the IAG Region 10 messages dated August 3, 2023, with a subject Executive Order number 23 series 2023, reinforcing and protecting the freedom of association and right to organize of workers, moved by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader that this be just duly noted.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 8, proceed to literacy, unassigned business, whereby we have about 31 approved written sessions, Honorable Chair. I begin the approved session number 1 of Honorable Cecil Yuko, Chairman of Committee on Education, a resolution recognizing and commending Maria Judy Ann L. Padilla of OZAMIZ City National High School for having won the gold and silver medals in the secondary mixed doubles and secondary girls doubles categories, respectively, and the lawn tennis games during the 2023 PAMBANSA. I yield to the wisdom of the Chairman of the Committee on Education, Honorable Cecil Yuko, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Cecil, you are now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Passing for first reading with reservation, a resolution recognizing and commending Maria Judy Ann L. Padilla of OZAMIZ City National High School for having won the gold and silver medals in the secondary mixed doubles and secondary girls doubles categories, respectively, in the lawn tennis games during the 2023 PALARONG PAMBANSA. On joint motion, Madam Chair.
Move
For first reading.
Move for its approval on the first reading with reservations
Thank you.
as being manifested by Honorable Cecil.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This proposed resolution for the approval of this august body will show the local OZAMIZNONs that the ASENSO OZAMIZ government is supportive not only of academic excellence but of total human development, which includes the honing of athletic skills that increase physical aptitude, social intelligence, and importantly, patriotism. Furthermore, the resolution is an encouragement of the city's learners to pursue the widest and most complete level and quality of education available to them through our public school services, for which the ASENSO administration is committed to working hard to make available for all. With these premises, Madam Chair, I would like to pass this resolution on second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Moved by Honorable Ko to pass this on the second and final reading. This resolution recognizing and commending Maria Judy-Ann Padilla of OZAMIZ City National High School for having won the gold and silver medals in the secondary mixed doubles and secondary girls doubles categories respectively in the lawn tennis games during the 2023 PALARONG PAMBANSA. Move for its approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? For the remarks, hearing none, motion approved on the second and final reading.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Ako, in session number 2, accept order number 20-8-34, an order realigning items in the operations under the maintenance other operating expenses of City Engineer's Office in amount of 30,000. I move this motion to approve this, to concur and adopt this accept order number 20-8-34 for the approval on the first reading with reservations, Honorable Chair.
Move for its approval on the first reading with reservations as being manifested by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Due to urgent demand public interest to espouse sound fiscal management, I move this motion to concur and adopt accept order number 20-34, which realigns item from the account repair and maintenance, semi-expendable machinery and equipment expenses, electric stove burner, in amount of 30,000 to be aligned to the account repair and maintenance, machinery and equipment, office equipment, Honorable Chair, for approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules, Honorable Chair.
To approve on the second and final reading, to concur and adopt this executive order number 23-HFOG-34, an order realigning items in the appropriations under the maintenance and other operating expenses of the City Engineer's Office. Move for its approval on the second and final reading for concurrence and adoption. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing and motion approved.
One TV special report.